not sure exactly what they're going to do, but we're just hoping that we can break one off, bring him out to this cornfield. They've been gobbling like crazy. I don't know how many there is, but there's quite a few of them. We've heard turkeys gobbling everywhere this morning. These are the only ones really close, but it's beautiful this morning, and they're getting after it, so. I just heard one back here. Alright, it's the afternoon of March 28th, and today has not been very good. We set up on some turkeys this morning, and they did not come our way. The wind started blowing. We didn't make a second setup. We actually just came back, took a nap, and now we're about to head out. Jake's about to come out of the room, and we're gonna go set up in another good spot for an evening hunt. So, okay, it's the evening of March 28th, our second day here in Nebraska, and Jake and I are set up in the timber. There's usually turkeys roosted in here every year, and we've killed a couple of them in here the last several years, so we spooked a little group of turkeys who were walking in. I couldn't tell exactly what they were. I saw some red heads, but they could have just been Jake's. Either way, don't really like spooking anything, but we tried to sneak in here and it didn't work, so hopefully there's some birds down here to our east that didn't see us walking in. We got a nice little setup here. It should work, so. The weather's awesome. It's about 70 degrees right now, and a little windy, but we're kind of in this bowl out of the wind, so we're gonna start calling, see if we can get something fired up here this evening. We'll see. It is the morning of March 30th, and Jake and I are just getting stuff packed up. My dad's going to come along with us this morning after he took a fall off the back of his truck yesterday and ended up at the hospital. And he has a fractured elbow, so he can't shoot his bow. And obviously that puts him out of commission for the last morning, so he's going to come with us, run camera. And we're going to head back on a long ridge back in the timber. Jake and I went there last night and roosted. We heard some birds gobbling, so we picked out a good spot to set up. It's a nice morning. Going to be a little chilly, but it's nice and clear, so they should be gobbling. And hopefully we can kill one more or maybe two on the last morning here in Nebraska before we head home and take a little break. So going to go get stuff packed in the truck and head to the farm. March 30th here in Nebraska. This is our last morning of our first trip before we head back home. Jake and I have got Dad behind the camera this morning. We roosted in here last night. We've got one bird gobbling down here to the east. Got one to the north, and we've heard a couple other ones. Not very close though, but we've got a nice setup here, got the decoys out on the road. We're hoping this bird comes right up this ridge. He's definitely on the ground, and he's answered us a couple times, so Jake and I will both be ready. Hopefully we can get one in here and then hang out and see if we can call in a couple of them this morning. So we'll see what happens.
Dude, it was squared on him too.
Okay. Well, that was pretty awesome. We called in that single bird this morning. He came up here, didn't want to come to the decoys, and we hadn't heard much else. We'd definitely not heard anything in that direction, and I just looked up and saw these two gobblers coming up through the timber. They came up. There's a fence right here on this corner. They went around the backside of it and were coming right to the decoy, and they could not figure out how to get through that woven wire fence. It felt like 30 minutes, but at least 5-10 minutes. They just went back and forth and couldn't find a way through, and then finally came up here and there's a hole. They walked through it, and then they were in the decoys forever. I couldn't get to full draw. Finally did, smoked one. He runs over about 5-10 yards and goes down, and the other one's trying to get on top of him, and there's a bunch of brush, and we almost pull off a double, but Jake's arrow hit some brush. So oh man, that was awesome. First bird of the year. Jake killed one our first morning. Dad had his little accident yesterday with his elbow, so he wasn't able to hunt, but he came and ran the camera for us, so that was pretty awesome. Oh, well, that swacker put him down quick. There's a pretty good blood trail from the decoy to him too. But look at that. First one of the spring for me. They were fired up this morning. Let's take them out here. Shot the one with the missing tail feather. Man, these two never gobbled coming in. I just caught them sneaking up that ridge down there. As soon as I saw the strutter and the two hens over here, came right to it after they figured out how to get through the fence. Thankfully there was a hole in it up there, and they just stepped right through it. And then it was a whole nother challenge getting a full draw once they did get in the decoys. It's a lot more difficult when there's two sets of eyes instead of one. But I finally did, and he was standing right up against the strutter quartered away, and I smoked him, so pretty cool. First one of the year.